fault it is over whether the Democrats or Republicans are worse, but I would like to point out that it's under siege basically from all parties, except ours, of course, which I'll get to in a minute. But just to give you two quick examples, on Republican watch, in the White House, the surveillance state was built. Under the Patriot Act, for example, a government agent doesn't even need a search warrant from a judge in order to invade your privacy, whether it's searching your house or searching your library records. Government agents can simply write their own warrants and force their way in, collecting. People can't hear me back there? Okay, I'm a teacher. I know how to speak louder. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. So the government can go after your emails, phone conversations, and other electronic communications without your permission, even when you're not suspected of committing a crime. So the Fourth Amendment is gone. Now, on the other side, the Democrats managed to pass the Affordable Care Act, which requires Americans to buy things. Now, this would normally be unconstitutional, but doesn't matter. As a direct result, many of you have insurance bills that have skyrocketed. And the worst part about this is the bill isn't even concerned with providing or paying for actual health care. It's concerned with paying for insurance premiums. And this is the first concern I have about the Constitution, which is that it's up for sale for companies and corporations who buy off our politicians. Now, I have two other concerns as well. First of all, or I should say second, since I gave you my first one, liberty is being eroded for the general good, and also liberty is now up for a vote. So talk about being eroded for the general good. You know, this is what the Constitution was specifically written for. Obviously, we don't need a Constitution to protect us from unreasonable things, because we've got the courts, we've got the courts, we've got criminal, civil courts, we can write contracts. It's the reasonable that we need to be protected from. For instance, many people said, you know, it's reasonable to require companies to put nutritional facts on the sides of their food products. Sounds reasonable, right? Here's the problem though. That means that if somebody wants to sell you something without nutritional content and you want to buy it, that would be illegal. And that makes no sense at all. So what do we have right now? It's reasonable to wear a mask, right? It's reasonable to be vaccinated. It's reasonable to not drink large glasses of Coke. But what they're doing is making it illegal for us to live the way we should under liberty. Now, I said our Constitution, or rather our liberty, is up for a vote. A lot of people ask me, why do you think that the Constitution, or why do you think that the country right now is so divided? Why is there so much fighting? Now, some people have suggested, well, politicians have just gotten so corrupt. I don't think that's it at all. If you look back in the 1930s and 1940s, they were very corrupt in Congress. But it didn't matter because so little of our lives were affected by Congress at the time. Right now, education, healthcare, retirement, masks and vaccines, everything now is going through the federal government. So if you look at, for instance, school, let's say you want to have prayer in your school, or no masks, or no CRT, or no vaccines, or you do want CRT, or you do want masks, whatever. What you have to do now is you have to find a candidate, give that candidate money, go out, put out yard signs, get all your friends to vote, get people to donate. Your neighbor who wants the opposite has to do the same thing. They have to go out and find their own candidate who wants them to run schools the way that they want to run them. But here's the sad thing. On election day, one of you is going to win and one of you is going to lose. And we're going to end up with the same one-size-fits-all that we've been putting up for decades. Why can't we choose with our feet, choose with our dollars, to live our lives how we want to? You know, I've joked